Hello guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Today we do have a new announcement, or not announcement, release from Hot Toys, which is a pretty special one. But to be honest, I'm not completely satisfied with it, unfortunately. Um, it is of course none other than Mace Windu. Uh, so let's get into it. They did also release this, and the Mandalorian armor Obi-Wan figure, but we're gonna be focusing on Mace Windu today. So, and we will, I guess, talk about the head sculpt later. For now, let's just talk about his clothes and all that. So I do like how his clothes look here. I like the long sleeves of the robe. Um, I like that sort of tannish, brownish tunic. And the boots look cool. I do really like this picture. They're using Jango Fett here and them fighting. That's pretty cool. And I like how he looks with his hood on here. Looks pretty good. Purple lightsaber, of course, that is Photoshop, unfortunately. But personally, I don't have too much of a problem with USB lightsabers after having Kenobi Vader finally. I feel like they're still actually pretty decently bright, so I'm happy with them. And now here, we will talk about the head sculpt, and let's get into this comparison. Okay, so here we have the two head sculpts, or not two head sculpts, the head sculpt next to the real thing, so the real person. Um, Now, personally, I'm not a huge fan of this head sculpt. I think a lot of people aren't. I know the picture of the head sculpt is a little blurry, but you can still see it pretty clearly. I'm not a fan of this head sculpt. I think it really misses his likeness. Feel like, all the skin texture is good. His nose looks pretty good, I guess. The texture of the sculpting of the wrinkles and all that, that looks fine, but I think it misses his likeness a decent amount, to be honest. Uh, for those of you who, this is just in my opinion, but for those of you who like this head sculpt and are just really happy to have this figure, good for you. Just good for you, and hopefully you like it even more in person. But I mean, I know some people that don't really like the head sculpt so much are still happy to get the figure, I think, but yeah, unfortunately, this is probably one of the only figures we'll actually ever get for Mace Windu, and I'm not a huge fan of this head sculpt like a lot of people are, and it's too late to change it now because it's been released, so I wish they did improve on that before release. Alright, so now let me point out where I'm kind of thinking his eyes look weird. He should have at least had separate rolling eyeballs for a figure being released today that doesn't have separate rolling eyeballs. That's pretty cheap, I think. Uh, I mean, his mouth looks fine. Maybe like the shape of his head. Maybe his like jawline shouldn't be as sharp as it is. Maybe it should be more droopy, like how it is on the right, as you can see. It's not a terrible head sculpt, but it's definitely not great. Um, Comment down below what you guys think of this head sculpt. Personally, I'm not a fan of it. I think there's a decent amount of other people who aren't fans of it too. And I wish they did work on it a little more. I mean, I probably won't be getting this figure, unfortunately, because I don't get many figures, but yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, hopefully we get a 2.0 Mace Windu in the future, sometime, with, definitely a better head sculpt. I wish this did have a better head sculpt. I'd say that's basically my only complaint with the figure, but as you can see, the robes do look pretty good, the texture of the robes and stuff, or whatever. But the head sculpt, I think, really misses some of, that Mace Windu look. So yeah, I'd say that's about my only complaint of this figure. So here we are back. And if you're wondering, that wasn't the same picture that I used the head sculpt for the comparison. That wasn't the same picture. But yeah, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the head sculpt. But yeah, the sculpting looks nice. As you can see, that vein, it is one piece, it looks like. One piece. Okay, uh, but yeah. And it is pretty cool that he comes with the Clone Wars gauntlets, fan braces things. 'Cause, I know this is Attack of the Clones Mace Windu, but it's nice that Hot Toys added that if you wanted that. And I do like these pictures. This one looks pretty cool. All these droids, getting battle droids getting pushed back. That's pretty cool. But yeah, this is the picture I used of the head sculpt for the comparison, and like I said, like I've said a billion times, I think, not a huge fan of it. Don't really like it that much. Um, yeah, I did wish they worked on that. But again, if you like it, good for you. Have fun with the figure. But yeah, Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. That looks pretty cool. I like that. Kind of like that they added that, and the purple background looks pretty cool with the lightsaber. It looks kind of cool with the hood on here, to be honest. But yeah, this is kind of a cool slash weird picture. It's on that like white cube thing or whatever that is. And yeah, as you can see, his base is just the normal thing. Although in the prototype, I did see, um, in the prototype, you can see that he comes with a thing with the Jedi Temple to go over the base. So yeah. Although in the sideshow first look for it, I'm not sure if they showed that, so I don't know. But yeah, his eyes do look a bit weird. But yeah. His robes are cool though, like I've said. Like, when is Obi-Wan being released from his show, Because that figure, he has been so delayed by now. Hopefully he's released soon. And here he is with the swinging blade. Um, I don't know, that head sculpt, I just do not really see it. Here he is in the scene where he's, got his lightsaber up to the Emperor. That's pretty cool, except this isn't the same background, but looks cool. But if you do see it, let me just say, do you really see it? Like, from this angle with this lighting, do you really see it? Because I don't. But if you do, and if you're happy with the figures, then good for you. Here he is with the Clone Wars van braces again. Here he is in the you know scene with the Emperor with Palpatine, and he's fighting him. I'm sorry guys if I seem a bit slow tonight. I think I might just be a bit slow right now. Here he is with a hologram of Yoda. That's pretty cool. Just kind of like, there probably weren't many accessories to give with him, so they just thought, hey, why not add this? And, why not? Yeah. Here he is reaching for his lightsaber. Those gauntlets do look pretty good. And I like how, like, the clothes drape and everything. Um, so, yeah, that's pretty cool. Here he is again, kind of doing the Palpatine scene where he's got his lightsaber up to him, but he's not really looking down at him like he was in the other one. And that floor is not for the scene. But yeah, whatever. Here it is, and wherever this is, it's pretty. Looks pretty cool though. Although it's kind of weird that the ground doesn't match up with the background. But yeah, I did already look through all these pictures. So yeah, here he is, just kind of with with a normal background. Sorry guys, again, I'm just maybe a bit slow and stuff. Feel like someone might come in the room, so someone might come come in the room just as a warning. But yeah, pretty cool. Kind of like this jumping pose. But honestly, I think maybe the head sculpt got worse by the final production, which it already wasn't perfect in the prototype. I don't know. You can kind of compare from the side angle, and maybe just the details softened down a little bit from this angle. But that could just be the lighting or something. But yeah, and now I can kind of compare. Okay, maybe it didn't get worse by the final production, but maybe actually it did get better. But should have had separate rolling eyeballs. I do like this picture a lot, actually. You know, Clone Wars thing. Uh, with the battle droids and Anakin Obi-Wan. It's a pretty cool picture. Here it is in the Chancellor room again, whatever. Looks pretty cool. In the arena, and that iconic scene. Kind of the main scene of Attack of the Clones. So, well, kind of either that scene or when they're fighting Count Dooku, but mostly that scene, I think. Here it is with the Clone Wars armor on again, and that purple background again. Looks pretty cool. Oh, and there we go. I started over. I always start over. Okay, this is okay. Well, I barely started over, so you know. But yeah, you know, it's a fine figure, but definitely has its flaws. And I think for like the main part, you know, that head sculpt, obviously. Hopefully, if they ever make a 2.0 in the future, if they do, but I feel like there wouldn't really be much of a need other than the head sculpt. But if they do, hopefully the head sculpt will be good. But yeah, not a great figure to be honest. Just definitely missed some of that likeness. It's not a terrible head sculpt though, but again, that's just my opinion. You probably have your own opinions. You might like the head sculpt, so good for you. But yeah, that'll be it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Comment down below what you guys think of the head sculpt and then what you think of the whole figure if you're gonna get it. But personally, I don't think it's a great figure since the head sculpt is pretty off. Uh, Still kind of cool, I guess, though. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Happy collecting, and God bless.